Happy New Day, CSA. How is everyone doing today? You can do better than that. How is everyone doing today?
Awake and ready.
Good. Okay, so today's reading from the inspirational uh, guide from Roy Davis's book ties into what I'm going to talk about. So I'm going to read it again just to refresh our minds. There is a direct relationship between our states of mind. Oh, no, let me take that again. It's the December 14th one. Until the light of consciousness prevails over thoughts, moods, and actions which conflict with our aspiration to be spiritually awake and freely functional, we can train ourselves to regulate them by self-determined intention and by cultivating thoughts, moods, and actions which are supportive of our high resolve. A few weeks ago, when I was here, I spoke about our minds being a garden. What we plant in that garden determines what grows. I'm not talking about tomatoes and cucumbers and garden eggs. I'm talking about seeds of thoughts, habits, and relationships. We've also talked about being living with intention and the fact that what we constantly focus on becomes our reality. That is where attention goes, energy flows. Now it's that time of the year again when we will set goals for the coming year. We've done this over and over throughout the years. Now, if what we just said is true, that is, what we focus on becomes our reality, why don't we choose what we focus on to create our desired states? We are taught here that through right personal efforts and the grace of God, we can live a balanced and fulfilled life. So today I want to talk about how to set goals and stay on course in spite of distractions. This is quite a broad topic, but let's see if I can do justice to it within under 30 minutes. So I'm going to take my scriptural reading from the book of Habakkuk, chapter 2, verse 2 to 3. And it reads, "Then the Lord answered me and said, write the vision and make it plain on tablets, that he may run who reads it. For the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it will speak, and it will not lie. Though it tarries, wait for it, because it will surely come. It will not tarry." We all have a fair idea of what we want to achieve in life. Some of them we set goals towards in order to achieve them, and they manifest quite quickly. For others, we have to work on them a bit longer to achieve them. At the end of the year, we set goals in the following key areas of our lives. And I want to emphasize the importance of setting goals prior to the 31st of December. It's very important so that we are not rushed on the day. And then we put much thought into writing these goals. Now, here are the key areas that we can focus on when we are writing goals, and you can expand on them or add to them. And the first on my list is spirituality and purpose. That is connecting to our values, the things that are important to us, finding meaning, and connecting to a higher power. And the second is health and well-being. And we are talking diet, exercise, sleep, mental health, stress management, and emotional regulation. The third is relationships. Nurturing connections with family, friends, romantic partners, and our community. The fourth is career. And this includes professional development, balancing work and personal life. That is what we call work-life balance. The fifth is finance, and this includes our income, savings, and also being financially literate. Six, personal growth, learning new skills, reading, self-improvement, and developing our character. 7, physical environment. This includes our living space, our home, and our community. And last but not the least, fun and recreation. And these include our hobbies, relaxation, creativity, and activities that we enjoy. Now, let's look at 4 ways in which we can set goals and stay on course to achieve them. The first one is awareness. We need to be aware of our strengths and our areas for improvement. So we need to do an honest assessment of each of the areas that I mentioned. And there are 3 questions to ask as we examine these areas. What is working? What is not? And what can I do to improve? What is working? What is not? And what can I do to improve? Now, once you identify what is not working, for example, what story you are telling yourself, saying I am broke, or life is hard, or you are doubting yourself when you set a goal to achieve something, and even saying aya hewae, that means witches are powerful. Are those the things you are telling yourself about you and your life, and ask yourself whether these things are serving you. Are you in a relationship that is draining you rather than lifting you up? Are you engaging in habits that distract you from your goals? And are you using your time wisely? What are you feeding your body or your physical body? These are some things that you need to ponder on when you examine the areas of your life. Now, two, after you have done this assessment, you need to set goals to improve all the areas that are lacking. Create small, actionable goals that will improve these areas. Write them down. Write the vision. A written goal becomes a roadmap, not just a dream. Studies have shown that we are committed to goals that we write. So, for example, under mental well being, you can put down in the present tense, I take charge of my mental power by focusing on my desires and not my fears. I focus on wellness instead of worrying about my health challenges. We are not saying you should ignore the problems that you have. We are saying, yes, it's painful, whatever you lost. It's painful, you lost your health, you lost a loved one, you lost a job, anything that of value to you. Yes, but don't stay in that state for long. Rise above them. I read inspirational materials and I am intentional about my thoughts. I choose to focus on the positive and I release and let go of things that no longer serve me. I root my attention in my heart and practice daily gratitude by identifying at least 3 things that I am thankful for. And then under career, you can say, I show up fully in all I do. I give my all in my work and trust the universe to take care of the things I cannot control. I sharpen my skills by learning from experts in my field through reading books, listening to podcasts, attending webinars, and taking courses. And then when it comes to financial well-being, you can say, I create long-term wealth by maintaining a habit of saving. I'll take that again. I create a long-term wealth by maintaining a habit of saving 1/10 of my income consistently every month. I live within my means and maintain a budget for my needs and for those who depend on me. So these goals must be specific and not vague. So let's say you are going to buy a car. What kind of car do you want? What is the make? What is the color? What kind of transmission? Automatic, manual? How do you want the interior to be? Do you want leather seats or fabric? What is it that you need? Be specific about it. And then your goal must also be measurable. So you must be able to tell or track your progress and see how far you've come. And then celebrate small victories. Your goals must also be achievable. You must feel motivated to pursue your goals. So let's say you set a goal by saying, okay, I'm about 250 pounds and I want to lose 100 pounds in 6 months. Well, you may be able to achieve it, but then with much difficulty. So you don't want to challenge yourself too much to the point where at the least opportunity you give up on your goals. So there must be things that you can do and it doesn't distract you, it doesn't make you feel unmotivated. So do what works for you. The goal must also be relevant to your purpose. It must be in alignment with your purpose. For example, you take courses that are in alignment or relevant to your field. Then the goal must be time bound. This gives us a sense of urgency to achieve them. Now, all these that I've said makes your goal a SMART goal. So your goal must be specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound. There are long-term goals and short-term goals. For example, I will build my ideal home in 5 years. I will complete my nursing or communication or whatever course there is in 3 years. I will start cultivating my garden in 2 months. I will save 200 CDs at the end of every month. I will attend church service at 10 a.m. every Sunday. This one is for me. I will do my yoga exercises at 6 p.m. Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. I will read an inspirational book every morning before I leave home. So the areas that I spoke about, they are things that we don't want to compromise with. So we have to make time for it. They are important things that will help us to grow. Now, create a balance. Focus on progress, not perfection. So don't push yourself too hard and be hard on yourself, even when maybe sometimes you don't feel like exercising and maybe you don't do it. You don't have to be hard on yourself. Just resolve to keep at it. If you catch yourself thinking negatively, it's okay. Just catching yourself is the key here. Now, goals require effort, discipline, and focus. You can share your goals with a trusted friend who would keep you accountable and also celebrate with you small wins or big wins. Goals are broad ideas. We need to break them into steps or objectives. Therefore, goals are our destination, what we want to achieve, or where we want to be. The steps or the objectives are the journey to the destination. That is where the use of our famous superconscious living diary comes in handy. In the superconscious living diary, we set daily goals that align with our larger goals. It helps us to stay focused and less distracted. And in the end, the results show. Just to refresh our memory on what the superconscious living diary entails, when we start the diary, the first thing we want to do is to write down those goals in the areas that I mentioned. So, spirituality, let me look for it. Spirituality, physical health, relationships, career, personal growth, physical environment, and then fun and recreation. And you can add more to it. So write goals in those areas. And then you must have a to-do list every day. And this to-do list, or the items on your to-do list, must align with the goals that you have set. So those are the little steps that you are taking towards achieving the goals. Then you also look at your meditation and then inspiration. There is focus also on the diet, exercise, the quality of sleep, and our health or general state of health. At the end of the day, you have to go through the whole day from when you woke up until the time or bedtime. So you are reviewing the day. And then if there was anything that, you know, was negative, you use the technique of revision to revise it. And then you make a to-do list for the next day. So the secret is small, consistent effort. No effort goes unrewarded. Perseverance is key. In summary, you have the power to create your desired state. Take time to sit and assess all areas of your life. Again, spirituality, mental, physical health, emotional health, financial well-being, career and professional development, personal growth, relationships, physical environment, fun, and recreation. With each one, you're going to ask, what is working, what is not, and what can I do to improve? Write down small, actionable goals that are SMART: specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound. So these are the goals that you are going to write to help improve the areas that are lacking. And you're going to share your goals with a trusted friend or someone that will help you to stay on track. At the same time, you need to post this or these goals somewhere that you can see every day. All right? The scripture reading says, write the vision and you post it so that anyone who reads it will run with it. Now use the superconscious living diary to break down the goals into daily steps. Now, these steps will keep you in alignment with your larger goals. Take time to reflect and review your goals, asking those three questions: what is working, what is not, and what can I do to improve? And this will help us to realign with our goals. Now, celebrate both small and big wins with thanksgiving to God. And above all, trust the universe to take care of all the things you cannot control. Trust that your needs have been met on time and in good order. Namaste.